back, baby. As always, we about to come with a new video. Y'all see the lights. New office. We trying to get back into our thing and start recording normally again. So, I ain't gonna waste y'all time with the we're back. What I want to do is start implementing that more into the intro so that way I don't have to repeat it and then we don't have to keep hearing the same thing over and over again. Boom. So we gonna try to just get one take of me with the Mr. Legendary and then we're gonna move forward with the show. So, what brings us back here today and brings me back to what I like to do is I'm just scrolling on Instagram and I see this rant from a woman. That's what I saw it as, is a woman ranting. And I've seen this a million times. I've seen a million women ranting. I've seen a million women coming up with their ideas and how they feel. And this one didn't stand out to me as anything unusual until I heard a specific word. This specific word comes up a couple times in the video. She says the word. She said, well, the phrase, we'll call it. She gives us this phrase and she says, this is her viral rant, dating and existing as a black woman. She kept saying black woman. And the reason this caught me is because, like I said, I didn't have a problem with it as long as she said this is just the dealing with things as a woman. This is what happens when you're a woman, or even an older woman. But when she specifically tried to give the phrase about being a black woman is when I caught notice to it. Because again, I'm a black man. So when I hear things about myself or my culture or about my people, I take notice and I respond. So before I get too much into the video, I want to hear what she says. I want to break down what she says real time. So we're going to go ahead and take it back a little bit. We're going to bring up my picture small. We're going to bring up her picture big. And we're going to go ahead and walk through this video step by step. Like I said, here we are. We got the video below. I am blocking her face, but we're going to move my screen down. We're going to move my face, my beautiful face down below. But for now, I wanted us to be able to read her initial caption, which says, long vulnerable rant. Dating and existing as a black woman is breaking me. I'm just tired. So I wanted that to show for a brief second so that we can understand exactly what she's trying to get what she's trying to get across, and what exactly she's saying from jump. So we're going to go ahead and start playing this now, and I will pause and stop as needed so that we can talk.
What I'm going to say, I'm just going to say what's on my mind. I'm feeling this way, and not really knowing how to express how I feel, because, as a black woman, anything that you say is going to be hyper criticized online.
This is where it first initially caught my attention, because as I said, she's bringing the connotation about being a black woman, and she's opening the door for other races to start commenting now. She's opened the door for men who are black to start commenting now, because you're making it about black women. And now if she had just said this was a issue with just dating as a woman, then no man could have a reasonable expectation to comment, because we don't have a space for that. We don't know what it's like to date as a woman. But a lot of people can speak to this specific thing about black women, because most of these issues that she's going to speak about aren't just black women issues. But let's go ahead and keep letting her talk.
I've been on dating apps for a few years, but most recently, maybe the last 2 years, I've been on dating apps seriously. Seriously hoping for something special to happen.
That's problem number one, is we on dating apps. This new generation is so dependent on the computer and so dependent on devices to basically get them through life that we've taken away a lot of the human elements of human things. Relationships are about relations. Relations are about interacting, are about talking, are about meeting people, seeing people. And what happens is we get so engulfed with meeting people through social media, meeting people through apps, that we forget that there is a interpersonal aspect of dating and being around people, and not just trying to meet people through camera because you are a social media presence or you have a social media presence. We have to get around people. We have to interact with people in order to interact with people. Like she wants a relationship, but she wants it to happen through a computer screen. No, we got to get up and get out, people. Again, this is not a black woman issue. This is a human issue. This is a women's issue specifically, because a lot of y'all believe that we don't have to do the work. We can just go tap some keys on the computer and something special will happen. And it doesn't. Most people that are on dating apps do not take dating serious. There are very few serious people looking for serious things on dating apps. When you go on there expecting seriousness to come from it, you end up with bad outcomes.
To meet somebody special. And, I've always been aware that this world doesn't favor me, or love me as an unambiguous black woman. I've always...
Stop. I Googled this. I didn't know what this meant. Let's see. Can I move my screen? I can't move my screen. Unambiguous. You see what it says right here. Not open to more than one interpretation. I didn't understand what that meant. I didn't know why someone, let me scroll up. I didn't know why someone would specifically call themselves this. I was confused. And if somebody said, describe yourself, Larry, I wouldn't use a word that has a weird meaning to where I have to Google it a couple times to even understand. Definition of unambiguous, as in obvious, not subject to misinterpretation or more than one interpretation. Looked at his neighbor's new car with unambiguous envy. What does this even mean? What is this? And this is what, let's go back to her. I want to show that because I need y'all to understand where men are coming from when they see a woman like this who they want to date, and the first thing she does to describe herself is, I'm an unambiguous black woman. What the fuck does that even mean? What is this? How do I go about, how do I take that and do what? What? But again, so now we're in a world where we have women like this come into a dating app and saying, hey, I'm an unambiguous black woman and I really want to meet someone special. What? What am I supposed to do with that as a black man who's looking for a black woman? Because she's having a problem with dating and with existing. So she's looking for a black man. So what am I as a black man supposed to do with that? And we need to understand this, because what we need to understand in the dating world is we need to understand the people who we're trying to date. We have to get them to understand us. We have to give them what they want and then get what we want in return. But we also have to do the giving part. We have to give them something. They have to understand us. They have to want us. They have to value us in order to accept us. But what happens is we've gotten this generation where we skip that part about giving and understanding. We just want to do things our way, and people should just accept me as I am, and then you should just like this. No. You either got to conform to what the people you want, or you get the leftovers or the results of whatever you're doing. When you decide to be an unambiguous black woman and you don't want to be like the regular women, you get what unambiguous black women get. Let's go ahead and let this keep playing.
Always known that. But it's hard. This is not normal.
We know.
This isn't normal. The way we're being...
It's not normal because you're not being a normal woman. You're not even describing yourself as a normal woman. You would describe yourself as an unambiguous black woman. You didn't say I'm just a normal everyday woman. So you're not getting normal outcomes. Now people want to blow my phone up. So you're not getting normal outcomes. So of course it's not normal. It will never be normal until you decide to be normal and give normal. This is not a hard thing, but it's so hard for people. It's so hard for especially feminists to understand that if you want normal outcomes, you need to be normal. You cannot live this abnormal lifestyle and then expect normal men to approach you. That's not how it works.
Talked to and treated is not normal.
Of course not.
And I've deleted the apps. Like,
she deleted every app except for TikTok. I went on her TikTok and I saw some things. She's very outspoken. She's very social media envy. She lives on social media. She posts all her moves, all her thoughts. She's a really heavy extrovert on TikTok. But when I see her and I see this person that's talking to this camera, I do not, I know if I saw that in real life, I know she wouldn't be like that. And it gives a huge misinterpretation of what men are going to get in the dating life. Let me back up about my personal opinion. Let's go ahead and keep this way.
But it doesn't really eliminate the fact that it's like, there's some days, most of the time I can say, I'm happy by myself, I don't feel cursed or happy because I'm single. But, I focus on myself because that's usually people say, focus on yourself.
Who says this? So y'all don't have a problem with this. If you watch any of my videos, I want to be specific. I hate when people say, well, people say this. No. Women tell y'all to focus on yourself. Women tell women to focus on yourself and your needs. I tell people to focus on what you want. If I want to attract a certain type of women, I can't only be focused on what Larry does. I have to focus on what those type of women want. If I want IG models and IG baddies, I need to understand what attracts IG models and IG baddies. It's not just about, okay, well, again, I'm the best 2K player out. I can shoot a bow and arrow 75 yards point blank and hit the target. And I'm going to put that out there into the world and expect this type of woman. I don't give a fuck about what a bow and arrow can shoot. They don't give a fuck about my 2K rating. They don't care. I have to give them what they care about. If I want that. This mindset, it ceases to amaze me, but I understand it. I understand what she's going through and I understand why it's like this, but it's because you're listening to people. It's because you don't want to put a qualifier on it. You're not listening to the men that you want. You're not listening to the men that you want to attract. You're only listening to the women who telling you to do whatever the hell they telling you to do.
Focus on yourself. But, I think the thing with focusing on yourself and loving yourself and being fulfilled in other areas of your life is that there's always that possibility or that hope that the love will come later and that it's out there for you.
Who tells people this? Who tells other people that you can just do whatever you want and then it'll come later? Women do. Men don't say this. Men don't say just do these random things and then it'll just come and fall out of a tree or knock on your door. Nobody says this. We tell you to level yourself up, invest in the things that women want, invest in the things that women like, build up your character, build up your money, build up your muscle, and then of course you'll start being attractive to women. Then you can start focusing on what the specific women you want and then do more things to attract those women. No one says just do you and then just hope it comes. You're listening to women. And that's problem number one. And then you're mad at the men because you're not getting the level of attention that you wanted from the men from listening to women. This is a pretty clear-cut answer here, but we'll still let this play for video's sake.
And I just gotta be real. I'm afraid.
Of what?
I'm afraid.
Of what? Look like she's editing the video.
As black women, or let me just speak for myself.
Again, they go that connotation. They go that qualifier again. As black women. She keep trying to speak for all women. She's talking about herself. She's talking about the struggles of herself, but then keep adding this black women qualifier or this connotation to the video. And it explains a lot. She's so used to speaking like this. She's so used to speaking for black women that even when she's giving a video about herself and her own life, she has to make it about black women instead of just making it about herself. Instead of just making it about women, you have to make it about specifically black women. This is not a black women issue. And that's it explains a lot.
You know, I'm not hoping for some fairy tale, you know, from movies.
You are. You literally are.
I would like for somebody to just enjoy talking to me and enjoy my company.
A company as a what? As a unambiguous black women. You want someone who specifically likes this to just randomly come along and find you at this place when you're not even targeting or going after the men that you want. You want these men to just pop up and just want to talk to an unambiguous black woman. The problem again, I'll repeat it one more time. The problem again, you scoot closer to the mic. The problem again is that we have people who want to do the things that they want to do. They want to be whoever they want to be, but they still want to attract certain people and a certain group. More specifically, let's talk about the women. Let's talk about the women we're talking about here. We have a woman who wants to be whatever she wants to be, feminist, strong, outspoken, and still want to attract a certain type and caliber of men. And then she wants those men to find her, come to her without her doing any work to attract those men or become what those men want. She wants them to come over, find her, and then just magically work. You want a fairy tale. That's essentially what this is. That's a fairy tale. Because in the real world, real people do real things and real people get real outcomes based on the things that they do. You work hard, you get hard earnings. This is not a hard thing to understand, but it's becoming hard because we have women that keep telling other women and holding women back and saying, no, baby, just do you. It'll just happen. And this doesn't happen. But when you do decide to just listen to women, this is what ends up happening. You end up getting the results that she has.
I was talking to this guy, and in the past, I used to say, you know, like, oh, I'm not looking for anything serious. I would say that because they were never looking for anything serious, so I never wanted to say that I was looking for anything serious.
How crazy is that? How crazy is it to be in the dating world? See it again. This explains the type and caliber of man she's looking for and talking to. What she is doing is dealing with men who have no interest in her, but those are the men that she's attracted to. So she ends up, I'm going to rewind it a little bit so we can hear that one more time.
In the past, I used to say, you know, like, oh, I'm not looking for anything serious. I would say that because they were never looking for anything serious.
I'm dealing with men who aren't looking for anything serious, even though I'm looking for something serious. But I would say I'm not because they weren't. They were saying they are not. And this makes sense how. So essentially what you're doing is targeting men who don't even want the same things you want, and then you're expecting a different outcome. And then you're essentially lying to the man just to try to keep them interested, because these are the men you want, because the men that you're interested in, the men that are interested in her, she has no interest in them. So she has to go after, or she wants to go after the men who have no interest in her. And then you have to lie to keep them around, and then you get mad at the results instead of keep playing.
So I never wanted to say that I was looking for anything serious and then embarrass myself, but I stopped doing that. I started to be very upfront about my intentions.
And what happened when you did that?
Yeah, like, I'm looking for something substantial. I would like to find my person.
And what happened?
And he put the crying laughing emojis and he was like, "You want a boyfriend?"
He laughed at her. Why? Because these men aren't interested in you, because you're not targeting the men that are interested in you. You're targeting the ones who aren't. You're targeting unserious men. And then you're mad at the results that you're getting. See, this is when as I'm watching this rant and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. We're far. We're gone. We're far. And our black women are far. They don't even understand what they possess. They don't understand what they're looking for. They don't even understand which direction they should be going in. She's just doing things. She's only going towards the men who she's attracted to, who don't even have interest in her. And in having conversation with these men, she's understanding that they don't take me serious. They don't like me like that. So what should a normal person do in this scenario? I'm dealing with people. I find myself keep having conversations with people who aren't serious, who aren't on the same page as me. I think the problem is the other people. No, the problem is you. The problem is your criteria. The problem is your dating standards. The problem is whatever you're attracted to. The problem is the people you keep going towards. The problem is you and what you're choosing to deal with. That's problem number one. This is crazy.
And I was just like, why is that funny?
Because it is. Because he's not interested in you. Because he's not interested in you. He never thought that you would be on a dating app as an unambiguous black woman looking for something serious. That was very funny. To someone who understands what's going on in the world.
So what?
Now we cry.
My life is not centered around romance or romantic relationships.
Boom. My life is not centered around romance or romantic relationships, but I'm looking for something special, but I want someone to talk to me and be special, but I'm not centered around romance or romantic relationships. So a man is gonna come pursue her for what purpose? She doesn't want a boyfriend. She doesn't want a man. She wants someone who essentially she wants a friend who's a boyfriend who doesn't have expectations but can still do the fun things. Because what is a relationship without the romance? What is this? What are we talking about?
Or finding the person for me.
She's not centered around finding the person for her. And then you wonder why again. This is the things I said earlier. You're not focused on finding the man. You just want them to come find you. Oh my gosh.
It's just this process of even putting yourself out there and trying. It's so hard.
Hard how? How is it hard if you're not even doing the work? She's not centered around doing nothing. She's not said nothing that she's done besides being on the app. She's done nothing besides be on a dating app for 2 years and talk to people and expect them to accept her for who she is. She's not done nothing. You all think that you're doing something hard or you're doing something unbelievable for men, and you think that you're actually pursuing men, and you're not. Ma'am, you haven't even tried, and you're already crying and breaking down because you gotta know. Because the specific people that you're attracted to aren't attracted to you. And instead of maybe start talking to people who's actually attracted to you and who are looking for something serious, you're not even trying that. You're just crying because the ones you want don't want you.
Breaking.
Oh my.
I feel like
I'm not editing this out, so we just gotta sit through it
as
together.
black women, like when we express that things are hard, a lot of times our reaction is to tell each other, to toughen up, be strong. Focus on yourself. Stop doing this. Stop doing that.
So again, she gave the connotation as black women. She said what we do as black women is we do this. You're not listening to the men. You're not listening to anybody else, and that's the problem. It's black women who are all going through this same quote unquote problem is y'all talking to each other about the problem and nobody has the answer because y'all all going through the same problem. Y'all not talking to black women who succeeded and got on the other side of the problem. Y'all not talking to maybe white women who succeeded and know what's a different way to go about it. Y'all not talking to other races and saying, hey, how did you do this? How did you conquer this? Y'all not talking to men and saying, hey, why do I keep having this same problem with men? What is it something that I can do to get men to come over to my side or deal with serious men? Because we can give you the answers, but the problem is y'all listening to each other. Nobody has the answer. Y'all just keep going in these stupid circles, doing the same thing over and over again. The definition of insanity.
Hard each other, but it's like, yo, this shit is hard.
It's only hard because you're unwilling to change. You're unwilling to do the things you need to get the men that you want and to deal with the men that you want.
This shit is so difficult.
It's really not. This is not hard at all.
And I'm sorry, I'm just having a day. It's just the lies, the manipulation, just being degraded.
What lies? What manipulation? What degradation? Let me let it keep playing. What you say?
Just
what? You gotta tell us. Because we can't just know. You can't just speak in general. What are we talking about?
We deserve so much better.
Was it because of the laughing? All she's told us, she specifically went into detail about the guy laughing about, you want a boyfriend. So we need to know the other stuff. If there's other stuff, we need to know.
We deserve so much better.
This is crazy.
There are days where
I hear women, and I'm gonna try to be as cool as a cucumber as I can about this, but I hear women speak about trauma, and I hear women speak about battles, and I hear women speak about the troubles that they face today, and I never hear details. She went into detail about the specifics about the date, but I never hear the details about this specific trauma. I never hear the details about what black women face that other women don't face. I never hear it. I'm waiting on someone to tell me specifically what trauma black women face that other races don't face. I'm waiting to hear what trauma you go through that's not self-inflicted that someone else is putting on black women now, in this day and age, now. And I never hear it.
It feels like the world is reminding you that you're a black woman.
No. Let me move my face. No. The world is, again, I just said, I want to hear the trauma and what black women go through that no other race goes through. You have it in your title that you're a black woman. You started the video off by saying I'm an unambiguous black woman. You've said black women in this video at least 5 times. And then now we're towards the end of the video. And you're saying the world wants to remind you that you're a black woman. You keep putting out there to the world that you're a black woman and not just a woman. And then you're mad that it comes back to you and say, hey, since you keep putting this out here, that's what we're going to treat you as. You don't want to be treated like a woman. You want to be treated as an unambiguous black woman, so that's what we're going to treat you as. This makes no sense.
As soon as you get on the app, as soon as you talk to somebody, it's insulting you, the way that you look, whether it's your weight, your face, your skin.
She's on a dating app where people can choose people based on the click of a button. You can swipe left and right based on what you see on a profile. So what ends up happening is you get people choosing you based on what they see on your profile. If you put up an unflattering picture of yourself, people are going to judge you based off the unflattering picture. If you have a stupid joke or a pervy joke in your profile, people are going to judge you based off the pervy, stupid joke. If you have something corny in your profile, you say that you like something simpish in your profile, you say that you like long walks in a park, or you automatically paying $500 for your first date, women are going to judge you based on that. So if you put in your profile that you're an unambiguous black woman, she's also had videos on her TikTok. She's very outspoken about being a plus size woman. So if you put these things in your profile, you're going to get judged on the things that you put on there. That's it. Nothing else. They can't judge you by anything else because they don't know you. All a dating profile is telling me, here, look at the information I'm giving you and judge me based on that. So again, if you're getting feedback that you don't like, you should probably adjust the things that you're putting out there. I've said this before. I said this to a woman recently about her social media lifestyle. I said, you're going to get back what you're putting out there. If you're this very social and vocal person, we have a lot of things to judge you on. And men who you're trying to date are going to judge you accordingly. You don't have to do this. You don't have to be on a dating profile. You don't have to do social media. You choose to do these things. You choose to put yourself out there, and then you're mad at the things that you get back. I don't have to do YouTube, but if someone I'm trying to date goes and watches my videos and she say, hey, I noticed this video you just did about this long, vulnerable rant, and I feel the same thing, so I don't want to date you based on the things you told her. I have to accept that because I chose to do this, and I chose to put these videos out there critiquing women and telling women what men think. So if she says she doesn't like this, I have to deal with that. It just is. And I don't like that we've gotten to this point to where we believe we can do these things and be who we are and not get judged accordingly. It just is.
Bringing down your expectations immediately. And it's like, you don't even have to be asking that person for anything. They tell you right off the bat.
As they should.
I have nothing for you.
Why would that be a problem? Why would that be a problem? Why would it be a problem if I wanted a woman? We'll take it away from her. If I wanted a woman and I came to her and I approached her and said, hey, I like you, I really want you, and she immediately said, I have nothing for you. Why would that be an issue? For me. She said to me, Tom, she told me straight up, I have nothing for you. Why would that be a problem? It's a problem for her because these are the men that she wants that aren't giving her the attention and the praise and the love that she wants from them. Women always have options. The problem is they don't like their options. And when they don't like their options, they turn into these type of women to where we're just mad at everything because of the outcomes that we're getting. Because it's not from the men that we want.
And I realize that we're so used to it, you know what I mean? Like in this generation, we're so used to it that it's like a joke to us. We're like, yeah, dating is trash. But it's like, nah, this shit is violent. It's violent.
Based on what? Based on what? Now we start using the sign language. Now we got to use the bashing language, and it's violent. Based on what? Because people laughed at you? This is online, by the way. She's not described some physical encounter. She's all describing all online. This is violence by telling women I have nothing for you. Dating wise.
Violent.
How?
Even when you get off the apps, it's like I have this constant in the past, it was like, it's whatever,
She keeps beating around the bush and won't even describe what the fuck she's even talking about. What are you talking about? What's violent? She goes into words, she goes into things that she's talking about, and then she'll stray off the topic. She's like, well, it's violent, and it's just, I have these things where it's just like, even when you get off the app, no, talk about the violence. You can't because there was none, and you thought about it and said, oh shit, let me shift to this over here, because you don't even know where to go no more.
When it's time, it's time. But
what?
I'm starting to feel like maybe it's not.
What?
I'm losing hope.
For what?
I'm losing hope.
We gotta talk about violence to off the app to losing what?
And I don't feel like this every day, but I just felt inclined to just talk because I'm like, yo, this is not normal.
About what? What's not normal? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
This is not normal. I work hard for my community. I work hard for the black women around me.
Why don't she keep hitting that button and ain't buttoning nothing? Why she did that like 4 times in the video. She never buttons it. She just act like she buttoned it and then just let it go. She's working hard for the women of the community. And what is that? What? I skipped that part because I was too busy focusing on her doing the stupid button. And I missed that whole little...
This is not normal. I work hard for my community. I work hard for the black women around me.
I work hard for the black women around me. Do you work hard for the black men around you? Do you work hard to attract the black men around you? Again, she brought up that dating is hard because we keep trying to throw it back to her that she's a black woman, and then she specifically goes into detail about how she's a black woman who works hard for black women and not for the black men that she's made this entire video about. You haven't said anything about black men at all. You made an 8-minute crime video about black men and haven't said anything about the black men. What?
I really don't want to be jaded, but it's just hard.
What is hard?
And I feel like we don't have enough space sometimes to just say, I'm struggling. And I'm really struggling.
No, you have 8 minutes.
I'm really struggling.
You had 8 minutes to come here and tell us what you're struggling with. You told us you're struggling. You told us it's hard. You told us it's violent. What is hard? What is violent? And what are you struggling with? Because maybe you should talk to the men. This is hard.
I just don't know what to do.
This is hard. This is tough. This is tough. To see a woman like this and have her say so much of nothing and still not understand where she went wrong. But this was, excuse me, y'all. I'm just now getting TikTok. I never been on TikTok. I installed it. I think I'm getting a hang of it. I think I'm understanding. But there was like a date. I think she did this 4/11. I think that's what that means. I don't know. Don't judge me. There's another video. I didn't even check the date on that one. Failed date rant. He stood me up. I saw this video. When is this taking? 5/4. Haha. Perfect. This is literally right after she just had so many issues with the last guy. This is right after. It's not even a month after. She's very pretty in this video. She looks pretty. She's happy about it. She's got a little smile. Let's hear what she says about her failed date.
So hi here, sitting in my car eating some Chick-fil-A. I hadn't been on a date since December. I was supposed to have a date tonight, and I didn't really have...
So I didn't peep that, but she was supposed to. She hasn't been on a date. So even in the last video, she hadn't even been on a date since December. It's in this video, it's May. That was in April. So she hadn't been on a date in 5 months.
I have high expectations or like, super excited for it. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't looking forward to just going out and maybe having good conversation with somebody.
We know. We saw the video.
As you can see, I'm in my car eating Chick-fil-A. Me and this guy were supposed to be going to a restaurant 10 minutes from my house. I'm so sorry. As I was getting in the car, I get a text, and he's like, I'm going to be really late. So I'm like, how late? He was like, at least 30 minutes. The watermelon mint lemonade is back at Chick-fil-A, by the way. As I was saying, he's coming from about 35 minutes from where we're going. I'm the type of person where I'm about principle. I'm not upset that he had to work late or something came up at work. At least that's what he told me, and I don't really know him enough to really know whether or not he's lying, and honestly, I don't really care. I'm just gonna take it at face value. My thing is, you should have been leaving where you are at least an hour ago.
So we went from that torn down, broken down, crying person a month before this video was taken. This vulnerable, shell of a person who said it's how hard it is, and it's, it's violent, and it's, it's so terrible. And then you hear this person talking now, and I don't see the scared and afraid of violence that I saw in the last video. Actually, what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing is a little bit of vitriol and a little, oomph in her voice now that I didn't hear in the last video. And it's because a man told her that he was going to be late. He was at work. Whatever he was doing, I don't care what he was doing. He had enough decency to tell her, hey, I'm running behind. Whatever happened, I'm running behind. And she's angry because she'd have to wait 30 more minutes. He should have left before. He should have knew an hour ago that he was going to be late, and he should have told me. And I'm mad now. Say the place some more.
So you knew that you weren't going to be on time at least an hour ago because...
Does this sound like the same person? Does this sound like the scared person who said it's violent to date? Listen to this now. There's a man that just told her I'm just going to be late. She said it was violent in the last video. Now we get this. By telling you I'm going to be late. Whatever happened, he hadn't even said it yet.
You were still at work. So why...
He was at work. She said... Now I dial it back. He was at work. He told her he was at work. She knows he was at work. He was working. And she's mad that he's late.
Are you telling me 10 minutes before our meetup time that you're going to be super late? You knew you're going to be late at least an hour ago. That type of shit pisses me off to no end. Open your mouth and communicate. I could care less if the date didn't happen. I could care less if you had to work late. I'm not that invested.
This is a first date. It's a first meetup. Imagine dating a woman and first date, first link up, something happens at your job that holds you over. You're at work, so you probably can't text or call if something happened to make you late. You probably can't stop in the middle of this thing that's making you late to call this woman for a first date and explain that this is happening because it's happening. So I probably can't call or text you. You finally get free from that and say, hey, super behind, just letting you know I'm going to be about 30 minutes late. And she makes a freaking video about how inconsiderate you are from not telling her an hour ago. So I'm ready for this date. I just had something happen at work to make me late. And I'm trying to get here to the date. And I tell her. And as I'm driving, I get a notification she done posted a new TikTok video. And it's about me. I'm inconsiderate about having an issue at work. And I should have told her earlier. I should have stopped. Whatever is happening, could be an emergency meeting, could have been a write-up, could have been somebody got hurt at work, and I'm a supervisor now, so I understand different parts, different aspects of jobs and things that can go wrong. So somebody could have got hurt. I could have had to run them to the ER. I'm doing things at my job and I'm running behind, and I finally get free, and I tell this person, hey, I'm running late. I hadn't even get to the excuse yet. And she make a video about it. And then tells men that they're the violent ones and how hard it is to date. This is why it's hard to date. This is why it's hard to meet people, because the moment I mess up, I got a video on social media about me. And I got to hear about this, how inconsiderate I am, and you haven't even spoke to me fully yet. This is a woman who just said how violent and how crazy it is, and how people don't understand her, and there's no space. What?
But when I take my time and I make sure that I'm ready on time, and I'm showered, and my makeup and my hair is done on time, and when I
I gotta give her credit. She looks amazing in this video. She looks very pretty. She looked like she took her time for this date. She was ready. My man's was at work. Whatever happened, and had the decency to tell her before the date started, hey, I'm 10 minutes behind. I'm 10 minutes before the date started, I'm 30 minutes behind. The most you'd have to wait 30 minutes, and then we can still resume whatever we were going to resume.
Sit in my car, you tell me, oh, I'm going to be so late. Oh, and I forgot one of the biggest things that's pissing me off. I feel like the things that I want from people should be common sense, but they prove to me every time that I guess it's not.
This is a first date. We don't even know each other. You don't even know me. We shouldn't have these high expectations for somebody I just met. You got boyfriend expectations on your first date. I feel like, man, people should just treat me the way I be treating them. We don't treat nobody nothing. What?
I feel like if you're telling somebody I'm going to be super late, that should come with the, oh, can we reschedule? Is there another day or time that works for you? I'm so sorry. But instead he was telling me I'm going to be late. And I had to respond with, well, that's not going to work for me.
She didn't like the fact there's somebody who ain't been on a date in 5 months, and I wonder why. She didn't like the fact that he didn't give her an option or rephrase it better. She didn't like the fact that he told her he was coming late and still trying to go through with the plans. Basically, so he should know all of this on a first freaking date, that I need to reschedule with her, because if I'm going to be 30 minutes late, that means we should just cancel the whole thing. We should throw the whole day away for 30 minutes. He should reschedule because of 30 minutes. He's still on his way. He's telling you, I'm still coming. I'm just late. She's mad because he said it. This masculine man said, I'm still coming. I'm just late. Again, I just told you on this video, this is one of the men that she was given a chance to, that she wasn't attracted to. Remember I said she needed to find the people that she attracted, or that's attracted to her. She found somebody that was attracted to her. She's giving him a chance, and she doesn't like him like that. So she's really mad because, let me say it as if I'm her. I settled for you. I lowered my expectations for you, and you start off like this. So she's angry and pissed off. Her words. She's pissed off because he was still coming on the date just 30 minutes late. I didn't know 30 minutes should cancel a whole day of plans. I didn't know that was like that. I could see 2 hours. If he said I'm going to be 2 hours late, I'm running behind, but I'm still coming. Okay, no. This dude said I'm 30 minutes. And she said, no, that ain't going to work for me. This was one of the guys that she was not attracted to, that she was given a chance to. And she's angry. And that's why she would even do a video. Because anybody else, if this was the man who was she was attracted to, oh, for sure, still come pick me up. Matter of fact, there's a late fee. So when you get here, we got to go, the glass of wine or something is on you. Matter of fact, come with flowers if you're going to be late. I don't understand what's wrong with that. If you're going to be late, matter of fact, you need to add something to it. I don't understand.
I've made other TikToks about how difficult it's been for me to even get to a date, because now men want to live in your phone, they want to talk to you endlessly and never actually make plans. I don't know.
And she finally gets one who makes the plans. She finally gets one who goes above and beyond to set the date, to make it happen, fresh off work, and this is what happens. Fresh, literally, bro, just trying to get off work, trying to go on this date still, and you finally get to this point, and your expectations are so crazy, your standards are so crazy, that you just canceled it because of 30 minutes. And you wonder why it's so hard for you. You wonder why it's so messed up out here.
Like it's just weird. You only get so far before it doesn't work out.
You only get... We haven't even had the first date. We haven't even met up yet. You only get so far. You only get what? And this is the woman who says it's so hard to date. She's telling you why it's so hard. She's showing you why it's so hard. You showing us why. If I wanted to date this woman and I knew her from social media, this would be all the red flags I needed right here. Imagine I want to go out there with this woman and I'm like, oh my God, I'll tell her 6. And at freaking, I leave out at 5:30, everything cool, and it's a crash on a freeway, and I know I'm about to be 20 minutes behind. I wouldn't even know how to text her and say that. But I would have to thoroughly explain and send a video of the crash for her to accept it. I can't just say, hey, I'm running late, I'm 20 minutes behind. I would have to give her an explanation. This random, regular woman who's not special. She's not Beyonce. She's nobody crazy. She's just a random, regular woman on a first date. I have to go through all this.
Like I got as far as getting into my car about to pull off.
What does that mean?
It's not about the date. Like, I really hope that I've expressed that clearly.
We know it's not about the date. We know it's just about the fact that you don't like him like that. We know. And it's the fact that you got these crazy expectations on a first date. This is crazy.
It's not about the date. It's just the frustration of, like, all the nonsense.
What nonsense? What, bro said I'm 30 minutes late. This is crazy.
I'm going to take myself home, probably take a little bubble bath. I don't know what I'm going to watch on TV. Just do something nice for myself because...
You still could have been on a date right in and there. She still could have went. She still could have been gone. She'd rather go home and watch TV instead of still actually going out with the guy and doing something nice for her. What? I can't. This is why I stopped. The death of Kevin Samuels brought to light a lot with making videos and interacting with people, because I know it wasn't, like, he had prior health conditions. He told us, about all his health conditions, but the stress of seeing these videos and speaking to women and interacting with people daily it's crazy. Seeing this video really got me like stressing and on edge, because I don't understand how is this bad. Why is it this bad when I don't understand how it got this far to the point to where we just don't even want to listen to people or understand social cues or get our problems in the situations anymore. I don't understand it. And it's tough. It's tough because a lot of women dig their own graves with these relationships and these issues, and they don't even understand it. They don't even get it. They don't even understand how crazy it is to be going on a date with somebody and you tell them you're running 30 minutes late and you get a video posted about you. And all you was just trying to do was still make it there on time. And let them know. And he was communicating. It may not have been to the best. I'm not making an excuse for the guy. It may not have been to the best of his abilities to communicate that late, but I don't know what happened to make him late. I don't know why he was late. All I know is bro said it when he could. He said, hey, I'm running late. He told her ahead of time, I'm running late. And that wasn't good enough for her. He still communicated. It just wasn't as good as she expected it to be, and now he should just be dismissed. That's crazy. You know how we work. Any questions, comments, concerns, tell me down below. Tell me where we were right. Tell me where we were wrong. And just always remember, we argue facts, not emotions. I'm out.